Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to part dos of the Current State of Warframe series. I'm glad I raised up the number 2 with my hands because I almost did 3 and it would have been extremely awkward and there would have been a lot of questions. Now, before we get started, I'd like to start off by saying that this is our second attempt at recording part 2 of the series. Last night, after we had completed the first attempt, I felt as a content creator that what we had put together for part 2 of this series wasn't as impactful as the first episode. Why? The mission of this series is to ascertain the current state of a video game, and delivering accurate and relevant information will always be my primary objective. I'm going to restate from part 1 what I had previously said, that it is my goal to not only stay as organized as possible, but keep these videos entertaining by showing first-hand experience and gameplay examples, rather than just, like, pure commentary and gameplay that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So, now that we're all on the same page, I also feel as a content creator that I failed my viewers by my lack of being able to speak coherently and eloquently during the majority of part 1 of this series. So, with that being said, I'm determined to do everything in my power to rise above my past mistakes for this video and future videos. I will continue to try and do better as a host and not be a mumbling idiot, even if that means I have to put an counter in one of the corners of the screen.
See him on screen.
Yeah, still keeping it unscripted and unrehearsed as much as I can. I'm going to recap video 1. So I learned a lot that I didn't know. I actually have the first video pulled up. So when we introduced this, I was given like a really awesome overview and like origin and history of the game. I learned about Warframe's predecessor known as Dark Sector. And I also learned we are joined again by Zach, aka Hunter52302, and John Nathan Ronald Steinbergers, and I'm kidding, aka Rocks and Thunder. And just to rehash, if you could show the awesome community I didn't know existed within the game, that wonderful little yeah, and that is just. I feel stupid for not knowing that existed, because that is so similar to World of Warcraft. I learned about this awesome little system here. I also learned how much support this game had through YouTube channels like Play Warframe, Tactical Potato, Mogamu, Grind Hard Squad, Nightmare Frame, and A Gay Guy Plays. I even took an adventure offsite to the official Warframe official Facebook page. They have like separate pages for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. Like they even have their own Discord. There's a fandom, there's a wiki, and there's like this really, I will pull this up here. This site right here, Overframe, which is really cool. And you have the wiki, which we will also touch on the wiki today. So, with that being said, and all these awesome things I learned about the game, we're going to close out my short story, my short adventure to Warframe. And long story short, and I can make this simple, and I'm also going to use this opportunity to, the first iteration of this video wasn't a failure by any means. I still learned a lot, and I'm going to test myself to see if what they had, what Zach and John had told me actually stuck, and let's see if I actually learned something. So I booted up the game.
Grade you. There's gonna be a pass or fail for this. I'm just saying.
And go. So both my console iteration and my PC iteration, I chose Excalibur. I went through the first story mission, which is titled as the Awakening, and we start on Earth. Just click on Earth for me, sir, if you'd be so kind. Thank you. So, everything that you see here on this map is known as a node. And complete the nodes to go to the junction. So just wiggle around the nodes, and that is the junction. So, and I'm curious. Would you be so kind as to just murder one of the junctions? Because
Yeah.
it'll probably be super quick for you. So
Maybe.
once you complete, do you have to complete all nodes or just a set number?
So it depends on what you're wanting for the game.
Okay.
Completion is okay. Yeah, that was a lot fast. I'm so sorry.
Typically, when you start the game, this is an actual challenge, not a guys in my presence thing.
So, holy crap. Yes, so there are 238 different nodes across the entire game. So that means 238 different separate missions. And you're going to want to complete them to start furthering your journey, just accessing better parts of the map.
Yep.
There are some things behind the 238 different nodes that you need to complete all of them for.
Yep.
And that's things like Steel Path and the arbitrations.
So the nodes is what unlocks the junctions, and the junction is what you saw briefly there, and the junction is what unlocks your next planet. So outside of, and he's gonna go back into it and murder it ungraciously.
I'm gonna give it more of a chance this time.
Okay. So he's gonna let. So this is supposed to be a challenge, and these junctions look like other Warframes. Oh my god! Quit playing with your food.
I'm so sorry.
Oh god, you just put him out of his misery, man.
Oh man.
So, when he loads back into the screen, the other thing I learned is outside of these nodes that lead into junctions that lead into other planets, that I learned about this awesome little resource that is within the game that gives you all the information that you could ever want, period. Known as the don't tell me. The Codex. Correct? Yes,
Yep.
the Codex. So everything that you see here in Quest, these are all story oriented. And I learned that your path as a player is complete these story quests, and I probably actually pay attention to the story as opposed to me. I just blaze through stuff and I learn nothing. And complete the nodes, complete the junctions to unlock everything else, and that will eventually bring you to what is known, and Zach mentioned it earlier, is if you go to the thing, is known as Steel Path. So it was relayed to me that, so this little toggle thing right here is what activates Steel Path. And Steel Path is pretty much the nodes and the junctions all over again, but harder. And as you can see, that there is oh wait, does it increase the junction hard difficulty too? Oh god.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Alright, so we are gonna see that same junction that opens up another planet, but on the Steel Path difficulty. Alright, let's do this.
No longer one shot, but he's definitely getting fucked.
Oh! Oh wait, you cheated. You used time.
I'm sorry I used my ability.
So yeah, that you could definitely see that once you complete the nodes and the junctions once, that your journey doesn't end there. That yes, you're doing things again, but it's harder. So my question for that is, what's the added benefit of the higher difficulty in doing it again?
So when you switch over with the toggle, you'll be able to see, and once my game loads, that the base level of every enemy is going to go up by 100. But in terms of added benefits, you're also going to increase your resource drop chance by 100. You're going to increase your mod drop chance by 100. And so it makes farming both a little bit more competitive, a little bit more enjoyable, depending on what you're looking for. And then it's also just going to make your resources amplified in terms of how fast you're farming for something.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And with our first iteration of this video, we actually went over this aspect a little bit quicker. And the when you start Steel Path, they actually told me and shared with me that neither of them have finished Steel Path. So if you're
barely started.
And if you haven't, like, it's not one of these things that I've learned that you need to jam Steel Path and do all the nodes and junctions again. So the best way that it was explained is this is where your game kind of like starts, and not necessarily like starts, because like it starts from the moment like you start the game. Because one thing that they wanted to express to me, that this is a looter shooter, and like Monster Hunter, you are going to be grinding for. I can guarantee that most players aren't going to be just like jamming these nodes and junctions. That they're going to want to be farming other frames and other mods. So and I will give John some attention over here. John, if you could go to the frame window. I'm bad with names. I apologize.
Arsenal.
So one thing that they taught me yesterday, and I thought this was the coolest thing ever. So let's say you're playing the nodes, and you are, one moment. Pause. I apologize. My door was locked, and my girlfriend came over, and she knows I'm mid-recording. So what I learned is, and I would definitely be one of these individuals that probably wouldn't want to jam all these nodes and all these junctions straight. I'd want to grind for one of these primes. Sorry, not primes. Frames! Dear God, man. And they taught me yesterday this little resource. I'm going to pull it up here, and just so they make sure I am not doing anything
You're not watching porn or anything, like...
Not watching porn, I promise. And we go back to full screen. Okay, so they taught me yesterday how to use this really awesome resource known as the Warframe Wiki, correct? Warframe Wiki. So if I go back to John's screen, all these awesome things I don't know how you get in any way, shape, or form. And I didn't know then, but now I know how to go about this. So let's say I wanted Octavia. Octavia is actually one I'm interested in.
Let me go Octavia.
So Octavia, that's I'm such a music geek. So they showed me that I can literally go, so search bar here, and I type in Octavia. And the Warframe, I will include this link in the description and show you like how it's being applied here. So there's Octavia. Here's some information. So, we learned in the first video what the stuff that you need in order to build a frame, and like grinding out weapons, pets, frames, etc., is quintessential to this game. Just like Monster Hunter, it's like, you know, you hunt the monster, you get the parts, and like everybody in Monster Hunter isn't jamming every single optional quest. No. You're trying to grind for the next thing that you want. And here, so if I'm learning this correctly, and obviously, you know, grade me afterwards, but I want this. So I have to go to this area, and if you would be so kind as to show what that is for the wonderful people.
I'm actually trying to figure out where that is.
Oricon Sword. So Oricon Dialects is going to be... Where did they show that? Phobos?
Maybe? Unless they did it in, they added it to the Derelict and Railjack.
Did I use a bad example? Is Octavia still too new?
No, not too new. They
not
just
too new,
switched where it was.
Oh,
so
okay, gotcha.
One of the things they've done is recently they shoved a bunch of frames into Railjack, which I'm thinking is where the Oricon Derelict is going to be.
Okay.
I could be wrong. They have changed tons of different stuff.
Gotcha.
but actually, I'm pretty sure it is an Railjack mission. So that's a little RNG in itself.
No, that's
But,
that's perfectly fine. If let's give
We
a
can go like, well, we can use Rhino as an example.
okay,
So,
Yeah.
perfect.
Rhino's pretty easy because he's the next beginner Warframe that you start searching for.
So
And he's right over from
Rhino
Earth onto Venus.
And
he's technically the second frame that people build.
So you're gonna see Jackal Assassination.
Jackal, yep, perfect. That's
and
exactly what I see.
Jackal Assassination is right over here.
Let me go to your screen. Okay. Oh, nice. Target Jackal and Assassin. Okay, I got you. So
and you just run this, and if you go back to your drop table, you're gonna see what the chances are of you getting that. Rhino is one of those beginner Warframes that his blueprint, and I think we talked before in the first video about how there's 4 components to each Warframe.
Yep.
With few exceptions, but Rhino's so new in the game, like where you get him, that his blueprint's actually available right here in the market, which is this second console over here, that you can just go, all right, I want Rhino. I'm going to go find Rhino.
okay.
And then you can buy his blueprint component here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's some of the beginner Warframes like Volt, like Meg also do this. But it's not too confused, like, oh, it's not on the drop table. Where can I get it?
Right.
The wiki will also tell you where to find it, and then you just, go beat up the Jackal a couple of times, and you'll have Rhino for your next frame.
So that is, yeah, and that makes perfect sense. So that's, if I wasn't doing the nodes and the junctions and unlocking the entirety of the planet, which these two gentlemen do recommend, because it does unlock other parts of the game, and it can get you to Steel Path, which, would you say Steel Path, like, immensely increases your farming?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
So there are specific frames that are meant for farming, like Necros, Hydroid, or Korra.
Yep.
Those are the meta farm frames. They just increase drop chances.
Okay.
When you apply Steel Path on top of that, you're going to exponentially increase your farming speed. So, like, you need 3 Argon crystals, you can do that in like 5 minutes. It's just so much resources coming in so quickly and so easily compared to where you're at in Warframe, that the base game doesn't give you.
Right. Adding to the counter. So let's say, and we also talked about this in the first attempt at this video, is let's say you're not grinding for other frames, weapons, pets, etc., and like using that wiki. Let's say you are improving the current frames and stuff you have, and that's where we also mentioned mods. And John is at the he slacked.
Not at the current moment, but I could go over there.
So
yes,
we talked about mods yesterday. Mods is how you improve the stuff that you already have. Now, they talked about this yesterday, and I tried to mentally so this is the equivalent of decorations in Monster Hunter. It's easy for me to relate it to like other things. So I understand that in the top left, you have your base stats. Everything below is all the mods that you have collected. I promise. So to me, what it looks like all there's a lot of words and there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. These guys have been playing for a bit. They know what stats they want. So if they drag one and put it up there, they obviously the stats will change. If you would be so kind and change, yeah.
So like I'm just gonna use this as an example. So for Zaku, I want his armor strip ability to go up. So I'm gonna use. Sorry, I'm choking on a chip. I am so sorry. I want strength, so I just type in strength. Okay, well, blind rage gives me strength.
Okay,
we're gonna stick that up here, and so my strength now goes from 100 to 190%.
Quick question, because this didn't pop up last time. Take that off, real quick. All right, now drag it again, but don't actually place it on there. there's red now in some of the blocks. What does that mean?
So I'm gonna drop this here. So each mod has a polarity. So what that means is, so you see these symbols right next to the numbers on the mods?
Yes. Yep.
So if you place a matching so this matching mod to matching polarity. So this is what the community has called a V polarity.
Okay.
If I drop it in a also V polarity, so see it's 16, but if I drop it here, it is now 8.
And is that the cost, I assume?
Yep, that's gonna be your
capacity. Oh, okay.
Now, if I drop it in a red, it goes up to 20.
Damn. Okay. Oh, that's okay.
So that's where we didn't touch on this the first time, but that's where Forma slots come in. So what Forma allows me to do is it resets my item level, but it also allows me to polarize or change the polarity of one of these slots. So
okay.
Let's say this one wasn't a V. I could go in and say, hey, I need that to be a V so I can fit that here.
Mm-hmm.
It resets the items level, so I do have to go re-level my Warframe or my weapon again. But I get this polarity here.
Okay.
So I can now cut my price in half.
So and we don't have to go down this rabbit hole because this might be something different, but is Forma easy to farm?
Forma, we could touch on this later. It's in the same vein as like farming for primes and stuff like that. That's going to be your relic.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so I roger that. So Forma, relic, that's all same sector. Copy.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that they touched on, and I will go over to Zax because he's closer to. Oh, he was. If so, there is an area that. Because one of my first questions in regards to these mods is just like, well, is there a list of like all these mods? And yes, within game there is, and I love the way that this is laid out because one thing that Monster Hunter I couldn't stand about Monster Hunter is you didn't necessarily have an entire. I don't know where it's at, but here you have every potential mod that is within the game, and if it's blacked out, he doesn't have it. But what's also really cool is, so if he doesn't have the information, there will be question marks. But if he does have, but it states underneath where you can find it, which is like the coolest shit ever. And like Monster Hunter, like that's one note you can take. If I like the hunter's notes is like really good. And if it's one of those things where, like, I'm probably going to get my ass chewed out by somebody in the Monster Hunter community, just like, well, if you did X, Y, and Z, then you'd have it. Well, then I don't know. I'm sorry. But this is, like, there's still question marks. He hasn't even seen it. But he knows where to find it. So, and it's very, like, black and white and simple, which I love. So, if you don't have it and you want it, you know where to go, and you don't even need to go out of the game to the wiki. But just because like we did refer to the wiki when we were talking about mods, so I'm gonna click on nope. So mods, wiki. So we did find that if you go to the wiki for mods, you will not find a list here. Just information. So that is safe to know. If you're trying to find a list of mods on the wiki, you will not find it. You just additional information. So we went over like pretty much like the map, completing the map, steel frame, and what that does to like your farming, the difficulty of the game. We went over like the story and like the purpose of the game, the looter shooterness of it, where you're grinding for frames, weapons, etc., and how you go about getting that information. So now what I want to touch on is like actually doing it, because there's so many routes now that like grinding for like all this stuff, and this is where my knowledge now ceases to exist, and I don't necessarily have any questions, but I'm going to give the reins over to these two individuals to pretty much share what they're going through in regards to farming, just farming and playing the game. And like I have this, I will share with you all these awesome notes that I have on my little board here. And what I will tell you is these two individuals play the game differently. And the grind, so Zach here does what is known as, I put in quotations, endless, where he does stuff like defense, survivals, and my handwriting's bad. It's time something.
Endurance runs, survivals.
Okay, yeah, yep. And
endless missions.
So that Zach is really down to do those 5-hour long like runs, whereas John and we'll have John share as well, and we'll see if we get to that point to show like outside of this, but he does marketplace, Eidolon hunts, Profit Taker, and Exploiter Orb, which I actually got to experience Exploiter Orb a little bit yesterday in the first iteration, and that was like the first thing that I ever saw. That was the biggest thing I ever saw. So the
let me interrupt you one thing, because I didn't mention it, but I should have.
Okay.
Relics are also a way to play.
Yes,
play with that.
And that's what I was I was literally you read my mind, because
I'm so sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine. So literally let's put this down. So both these, once you get to this, and we were calling it mid game, but like this is the game. This is what you're doing. Regardless of how you play the game, you will be farming for stuff known as relics, and like we said earlier, Forma, and like it's welcome to the grind that is Warframe. But there is not just one way or a few ways to collect this stuff, which I've learned, like, you know, there's fewer ways to do things and grind things in Monster Hunter. I've learned with this game that there is definitely more than one, and we are going to, like I said, I'm giving them the reins, and I'm actually gonna turn the game down a little bit because it's blaring on my ears. Warning wasn't received earlier, but take it away.
We did warn you, but you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show you the grind. Is like, these are the things that you'll be experiencing. Is, you know, this is the Jackal. This is the next thing you're going to be facing to go get Rhino. And sometimes when you're looking for those parts that you need, it's really just those things that, yes, this is what I need to do. And it's like, just like Monster Hunter, where we were comparing it to, is that sometimes you'll need to do this 3, 4, depending on the Warframe, 8 times.
Okay.
Like I said, Sevagoth took me 8 hours to farm for it.
But it's still enjoying it and having the fun with it that you're able to just do. And like John and I are playing this right now, and you know, it's enjoyable as all get out. And I am now out of energy. That was unintentional.
I haven't been using my energy. I haven't been using abilities.
And so, you know, this is the next thing that people are going to be doing. This is the next thing people are going to be looking for. And what you quickly learn is like, oh, sometimes I do need to do this over and over. But it's how you enjoy it and how you play it that really makes this game what it is.
Right.
And in terms of what you were previously asking, about relics, we can get to that in a second. I'll look for a quick relic thing and mission. And each relic is applied to different missions. You'll see that screen here shortly. They're not all just endurance runs. The reason that a lot of people use relics on endurance runs is that they're able to just reapply a new relic every 5 waves, every 5 minutes, or every next wave, depending on the mission type, without coming in and out of the mission. But relics also apply themselves to capture missions or exterminates, and it really just depends on the mission type that dictates how the relics go.
Right.
Or how fast and quickly. Relic. So there's a difference between relic farming and then farming relics.
Right.
So there's two aspects to it. Is like sometimes in a survival, every 5 minutes you have a possibility for a relic to drop for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to go to the drop table for relics, and then you're going to be able to actually initiate that relic. You're going to be able to use it and be able to farm for your prime warframes, your prime weapons, your prime I don't pets or other aspects to it. So I'll switch gears real quick. This is Rhino Neuroptics. So this is one part of the 3 that you need.
Yep.
And so we need to go and do this mission again
Okay.
if we were farming for Rhino. But I just wanted to do a quick one mission of it to show these are the things that you're hoping will drop. And it's not like a hope. When you finish this mission, you're going to get a part.
I just connected the dot. I literally just connected the dot. That's okay. So like the rhino thing that you received. When I went to the wiki and I was like trying to farm rhino, that was the jackal assassination thing. Oh, okay. The dots have now connected. Okay. Roger that. I am with you. Are you with me? Okay. Keep going. And is this the relic table you were talking about?
So these are the relics John owns. If he clicks on one of them, he's going to see what they drop and the chances that something drops from them. So copper is going to be your things that are going to drop the most. Silver is going to be the things that drop the second most.
This one's radiant, so it's a little different. So this is the normal. You can. So sorry, I'm briefly touching this when you're talking about drop chances. You can increase your drop chances by spending a currency that you get while doing these relic farms.
Jeez.
Okay. And so these two are the same relic. However, this one's just has a better drop chance for higher tier stuff. So like if you see, I have a hell of a lot of copper in this bar, and not a lot of these. But when I do level it up, I have that better chance of at least getting a silver or gold than a copper. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Okay. I see the bar. So the underneath the 3 things is that copper line. So that represents the And you said copper is the higher. Where the percentage rates?
It has a higher percentage chance.
You don't get to see the percentage rates. You just know that it's higher.
Yeah, that's the common drop. Then you have the uncommon drop, and then you have the legendary drop.
Copy. Okay.
And so in this screen, you're able to see which ones you have, what they drop, and you're able to upgrade them. If you come over to my screen, this is where you find where to use them.
Okay. So go ahead.
So you're on your navigation.
Yep.
You're going to come up here to your 5th tab, and it's going to say Void Fissures.
Okay.
What used to happen in the very previous versions of this game is that all the prime parts, all the prime frames used to only drop over here in the void. Okay. The issue that DE saw was that everyone was ignoring the rest of their wonderful game. And so they took it out from here and they were able to apply it to these relics. So now you see that, I'm on Venus, or I'm on Ceres, or Earth, or in the void. It gives you so many other different types of missions to be able to play that aren't just constricted to 1/20th of the map. Like there are 20 aspects of the game that you can play, like Jupiter or Europa or Saturn. And so John and I are going to do a quick capture mission.
Okay.
And we'll just show you. It's just like a level 12 or something.
Got it.
Oh, wait. Are you applying these relics to the quest that you're doing?
Yeah, so this mission is specifically meant for a Lith Fisher. And so this will allow us to use our Lith Relic. And
so
here, like this Lith Relic has a chance of dropping a Forma.
Forma.
I need a Forma blueprint. Formas take 24 hours to build, but they're not incredibly hard. But I do need a Forma blueprint. So I'm going to equip this for the mission. I'm going to say yes. John's going to equip one of his.
Forma. All right. That one.
And so what this allows us to do is that John's relic has a chance to drop a Forma, my relic has a chance to drop a Forma, and at the end of the mission, I'm able to pick from the drop table what has dropped for us, but on whoever's key. And so
what that means is like, if Zach's opens up and it has a Forma and mine does not, we both can choose his and say, I want the Forma.
Oh, so you could share them practically.
Yeah. Just as long as you're actually doing the mission and not letting your teammates do all the work for you, is you need to... Do you see the reactant collected on the left-hand side of my screen?
Yes, reactant collected, yeah.
So what's going to happen in this mission is that Void Fissures, which was just up over my right-hand shoulder, these Void Fissures will open up and corrupt these enemies.
Okay.
Once the enemies are corrupted, there's another Void Fissure. Once these enemies are corrupted, they drop these Void Fissures, which are right here on my map. And you go and collect those, and once you have 10 of them, you crack open the relic, basically. You're able to use what's inside of it. And so, captures are extremely easy and extremely fast, but they're not endless. So now we cracked open one relic, and we get to leave.
Okay.
And kind of just ignore everyone else.
Just so I'm understanding. So it's kind of like a roadmap. So you did the from doing the Jackal assassination quest, you were able to get the gold things. What are they called again? I'm sorry. The
relics?
Yeah, so you got a relics. Then you're using those relics from other quests for quests like these to get a whatever that those relics are dropping at a chance.
So Jackal doesn't drop the relics. Jackal was the example. Oh, look, a Forma. But this is John's relic.
Oh, okay.
Mine dropped an Orthos Prime, but I really need a Forma, so I'm gonna click over here.
I need that because I'm actually gonna sell
it. Was the Jackal assassination just the example for just farming the Rhino part?
Yeah, just farming.
Okay. So you don't. So for that example, just note that the relic didn't come from that Jackal assassination. So is there specific separate relic quests?
Yes. So there is farming the relics, which is farming the aspect of the relic itself.
Okay.
To then farm the components that are on it. There are specific missions that drop specific ones, like you can do a higher level Corpus mission to drop Axii relics. You could do a lower level Grineer one to drop the Lith relic that we just went through. And the best place to find which relic is going to give you what or where to farm it is going to be that wiki. If you still have that pulled up,
I do.
You can go over to the first homepage of it.
Okay.
And it should give you relics. Yes, third one on the third row.
Third row. Rewards?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess that should be... That's not going to be what it is. Okay. Okay, so what you might try instead, go to the... I'm just going to use this as an example. Go to the search bar.
Okay, search bar.
Say you want Ash Prime, so Ash Prime.
Ash Prime. Okay.
Yep. Scroll down.
Scrolling.
Nope, right there.
Right there.
Okay, acquisition. Okay.
That's gonna tell you what relics you need to open to get those prime parts. Relics gonna be where you get your prime weapons.
So these are the name of the relics. Each one, the Neo N4. Okay. And does it say where I can obtain these relics?
You should be able to click on that hyperlink that it gives you, and it will take you to Axii B1. So it's going to tell you what it drops. It's also should be scrolled down.
There should be another acquisition part.
Mission drop locations. So this is going to tell you...
Oh, it says none.
That's interesting. This is vaulted.
Oh my god. Why are our examples so trash?
I don't know. So what happens is some relics are vaulted in that you can no longer obtain them.
Okay, so let's... Oops. I could... Yeah, so...
Do Garuda Primes, because Ash will be vaulted.
Garuda Prime.
talons.
Her talons. Click the hyperlink for Garuda Prime.
Garuda Prime.
Yep.
Okay.
And then scroll down for her acquisitions.
Acquisitions.
There's her relic.
Okay. Click on the relic. And mission drop locations. Nice. Okay. So, and just to state, or ask. So, you don't have to go too deep in this. Prime versions of Warframes are better versions of like is there any reason to because this might be another rabbit hole, but one thing I'm trying to, would I still farm relics for non-prime stuff, or is
no?
So relics equals prime, and okay.
Yes, normal missions you can start getting, or like the dojo that we talked about last time. Those are where you can find the components for your normal Warframes. Boss fights like Fossa with the Jackal, or like Captain Vor and Cruel Lich will have drop chances for other frames as well. Boss fights are where you're going to be finding a lot of your components for your normal type Warframes. Relics are where you're going to be finding your primes for either your weapons, your pets, and mainly your Warframes.
Okay.
The difference between them has never been too drastic. Prime Warframes have a very small passive that means nothing above other Warframes. So and majority of the time they just look cooler.
So you don't have so if you didn't want to, if you like the normal frames, you don't necessarily have to farm for relics.
Correct.
Oh,
so the only biggest reason to do both is leveling up. Copy. And that's going to be like this. If I go to show my profile and I come over to my equipment, it's going to show I'm trying to find so I have my Banshee maxed out, and this little symbol right here in blue shows I have it maxed out. But I also have my Banshee Prime maxed out.
Okay.
And so these different iterations are going to give you mastery experience. So like I'm 20, John is 19.
Okay.
To level up as a player, you need to level up your gear.
Copy.
Yes. So
what's
gear,
the max level?
Weapons. Currently it is 30.
Okay.
And then there's extensions past 30, and it's kind of like I can't remember the name of it. It's prestiging in Call of Duty.
Oh,
you don't go you don't go past the number 30. You just level up again, and now you're 30 prestige 1, 30 prestige 2. And
Gotcha.
So that's the upper limits of everything.
What is the points of leveling? Is there things that are locked behind doors?
Yes. So Warframes and some weapons are locked behind level caps.
Copy.
The moment you get past 16 to 17 is when everything becomes more and more available to you. And one of the main reasons to continue leveling up, which is just going to happen passively as you play with more Warframes or more weapons, is for daily rewards. So daily standing, and we haven't gone over syndicates yet. It's a later thing.
Okay.
But my standing is capped currently daily. So like I have a daily standing.
Okay.
There we go. And that increases with how high my level is.
Oh.
And so to max this out daily, there's 132,000 points that I need to collect here to max this out. But if I'm only level 10, say I can only get 20,000 points a day, that's going to take me the entire week to come get this.
So there is a cap on how many points you can get a day.
Yes, and depending on what you're farming, if it's Syndicate or Essence or something else like that.
So and you get points by just playing the game and doing just any quests, or is it specific quests?
It depends on what it is for. Syndicates are for any mission.
Okay.
There are syndicate-based missions that help you increase that further. The school standing, so that happens with there we go, over here. So the school standing called Focus, that my daily focus cap is around 300,000. But if I was level 30, this would probably be around 500,000.
Okay.
And so each thing that you're farming for is in different aspects of how you farm for them.
Okay.
But leveling up is just going to increase that cap so you can do more daily without having to come back the next day and be like, well, I'm still like 6 days away from capping this out.
So
And
in other words, like just the whole like just getting up your level serves more of a purpose than just unlocking certain like frames, weapons, pets, etc., etc. Like it do you get like outside of just unlocking stuff, do you receive anything for doing all this?
so there are rewards. A majority of it is cosmetic.
Copy.
Either be for your ship or anything, but there are some additional aspects to it, like you can get additional Warframe slots, which you will need to buy. It's only 20 platinum to buy it, but when you level up, you get an additional one.
Okay.
So currently I have like 15 of them or something.
Gotcha. Yep.
I have 14 slots. There we go. It will also give you additional weapon slots again, so you don't need to buy them. But I personally, as a collector, I don't like selling off my gear. I don't like selling off my normal Warframes when I get the Prime one. I just like having them all. I like having the variety. And so having those extra slots makes it so that if I level this gun up, but I want the Celytra, I won't need to go and sell one of my other guns later to get a slot for this to open. And leveling up just gives you those passively. In terms of what you can gain, if you look at the top here very shortly, these are just mastery little tablets.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
That you can place around your ship. I have mine in order. So this is like the first one. This is my last current one. And so it's nothing that's going to affect you in game. Like, I'm level 30, let me beat the shit out of you, like I did that level 8 Rhino earlier.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with my master rank and a lot more to do with my actual build.
Gotcha. Okay, so like it's literally just like in Call of Duty. Like your level and your master rank has nothing to do with the actual game itself. It's just what unlocks just a bunch of stuff. Correct. Gotcha. All right. So, all right. That makes sense. So, I'm not fumbled because I've lost my place. It's just what do we share from here? Because like we touched on like the relic, because we're sitting at 47 minutes right now, and we touched on like relic farming and what the purpose of relic farming is, and where we get Forma from, and how the relics work, and like information, how to obtain information from the relics. We went over farming for mods, the information about mods, farming for frames and other things, and how to obtain that information. And actually, John, since
yes,
we are at, and we went over briefly kind of like Zach's gaming style, but you play a little bit differently, and you've mentioned it before, but because we are at 48 minutes, are we able to touch on
I mean, I don't know. So okay, my style being that, so like one of the things that Zach said that I like stuck with me right then. It was just kind of that's not me, not at all. Zach said that he doesn't like selling his stuff. He doesn't like clearing stuff out. That is not me whatsoever. I like my money. I like that shit. So one of the things that I love, and I'll have to send you a link so you can put it in the description. But there is a website called Warframe Market.
Okay, so go here, Google Warframe Market
is what it should be.
Warframe.market.
Right,
okay.
All right, so you're on the PC thing. So let's say I'm pretty sure Octavia has a Prime. So if you type in Octavia Prime,
does it matter which one?
Set.
Okay.
So people are out there selling this the entire set, so the blueprint, the chassis, the neuropics, and the system for 49 platinum right now.
Okay.
So what I do for fun is I go out and do these relic farms. I do these the eidolon hunts and stuff like that to go onto this website and sell this shit.
Why?
Why? This is gonna sound weird. I like business. I like playing around with the market. I like fucking the market. The reason I say that is because I haven't done this yet. Right. One of my favorite things to do. I haven't done it yet, but I can't wait till I can. There is a Prime frame out there that it's the set of items. So if I sell the blueprint, if I sell the chassis and all that stuff separately, it is more platinum than if I sell it as an entire set. Oof. So what I can do is I can go and buy the set and then set everything else out for cheaper than what anybody else is costing and still make a profit.
Damn. But
because then what I can do with that platinum is then do one of my favorite things, fashion frame.
Oh my
go
god.
around and stylize. So I can go in here, like let me show you one of my favorite ones that I did. Is do this shit.
Okay. I respect it.
Get the skins, get the ephemeras and all this stuff. Because I want to.
Yeah.
And there's really no. This is bad. There's really no rhyme or reason to, other than I want to.
No, it's funny because like both of you are doing, and I'm glad I actually learned more from this second iteration as opposed to the first one, and I've learned that you guys are doing the same thing, but you're doing different things with the outcome. Zach is farming and collecting all of this stuff. You are farming and getting rid of everything you're collecting. And but in the way that you're not necessarily farming may not necessarily be the same, because Zach likes the endurance and endless stuff, whereas you go other routes to collect the materials. But what you do with the end product is very different. And like obviously you get your enjoyment out of doing this, and Zach gets his enjoyment, much like, you know, Carlos, aka Dad. He is very much like Zach in the sense of he's very much a completionist as well, and he wants everything. But the thing is, I'm curious. Like I know Carlos will never play this game, but he's also very much a fashion hunter, a monster hunter. I don't know if he would sell stuff I will said stoop to your level, but like you're not really doing anything like you're not doing anything nefarious. So
it's really cool that you know the way John plays the market is it keeps it a free to play game. This is my favorite fashion frame that I currently have is Revenant. But the way John's playing the game is the way he's selling off stuff, the way he's getting on Warframe Marketplace, which we didn't have originally, which was fantastic addition to the game.
Fan-made too, which is great.
Is that in terms of currency, platinum is the one you pay actual money for. So that's gonna allow you to get additional skins, like this one that I have for my Revenant, and my very headless Revenant. 1 second, there we go. And so that platinum is just going to allow him to, like, say he doesn't have a frame but he really wants it, he's going to be able to pay like the 225 platinum to then go get this frame and play with them and fashion frame them. And so it makes it, yes, a not to free to play game, but that's what we've been talking about when we say platinum. The in-game currency is credits.
Gotcha. Premium currency.
Yeah. Oh, and is platinum the like actual money?
It's you spend money to get platinum, and then but it's also, and what I enjoy is platinum is what you trade for certain items. So I'm making, I hesitate to say this, I'm making actual money when I play this game.
That's actually super interesting, because I'm surprised with like the amount of so Zach, the way that John plays, he's actually, you know, he's making do you have a system for the way that you play to receive platinum, or is John's way of playing the way to actually maybe make some money and take advantage of the market? Can you make platinum with your play style or no?
Yes. So because I do endurance runs and I farm a lot more than John does, I get those rarer mods more currently, or more accordingly. John's farm style gets him some arcanes, but so does mine in different aspects, especially in Steel Path, where you get a lot more arcanes during survivals, where every 5 minutes, a apothecary, I believe, no, an apostle, not an apothecary, an apostle will come and hunt you down, and once you kill them, they can give you arcanes, which you then collect as a set and sell in the marketplace. I, as a player, have made this game very not free to play over the last 9 years. I have spent a large amount of money on this game.
I've spent maybe 200 plus on this game.
And I've spent probably multiple thousands over the past course of 9 years, especially on my PlayStation.
Okay.
But the really cool thing about adding money to this game when it comes to PC is on login rewards, you have a chance for a 25%, 50%, or like a 75% off coupon. And instead of applying that to the in-game market, which is this one right here, not the one John's talking about.
Okay, so this is...
So,
okay.
like, this is 575 platinum. If I were to get that login reward for 50% off, I could apply it to this and only spend the 236 that it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could buy Formas also.
Okay.
These are fully built, not blueprint, so you can just apply them immediately.
Nice.
In either case, though, you can apply it to Warframe's website and buy those 4,000 platinum packs for much less than they're actually for. So, like, currently right now on Warframe's website, it costs about $200 to get a pack of platinum for 4,900 platinum, which will get you, you know, like this frame. So you're going to spend 500 of your platinum. You're going to spend, 290 of your platinum, but you're getting it for 25% off. So instead of $200, you're spending 150. For the 75% off, you're getting 4,000 platinum for the $50 that is.
Okay.
But that's why I like a lot more on PC, because currently you can't do that on consoles.
Gotcha.
And while we still have a very short time, I want to take that gameplay aspect, John King Q, that mission, and so we can have like a closer thing.
Yeah, perfect.
Just, terrible segue, and it's mainly just commenting on it, is that these are the things you're going to be able to do further in the game. These are more nodes, more missions, and I think it's more the fun aspect that you get to see. But going back to the market, yes, there's ways for me as an endurance player to make even more platinum than what John is doing, but John is able to also get higher level things easier through like Sisters of Parvos. He's able to...
Oh, this isn't my railjack. This is somebody else random.
This is my railjack.
So I can use this as like a perfect segue. So and it'll be cool to see some gameplay to end this. But so this is known as railjack. They were telling me about this earlier with this is the space battle and people have like roles within a ship. But I don't want to dive into that now, because how we segue this into our next video is I've learned a lot today, and we've gone over a lot, and I think so part 3 is going to be the final part, and what that is going to consist of is a lot of my questions have pretty much been answered, and I want the third video it can go one of two ways, and we will talk about it. It's either I will download it and I will jump in from where I'm at, or I will stay out and I will let them for the hour-long video, because that's how long these videos have been around an hour long. And for part 3, the conclusion will be we'll dive into the extras of the game, and the extras meaning we're gonna let them play the way that they enjoy, and maybe show some of the extra stuff that the game has to offer. They have mentioned like the music aspect part to me as well, so that is what we have to look forward to for part 3. I'm not going to end the video quite yet. I want them to finish it out, but yeah, that's what we have to look forward to.
You join us for part 3. It would be
I would love that. I want to even stream that in my reaction to a new player, which would be sick.
The only thing I worry about me joining is I may not be able to do all this stuff because of the lack of stuff that I have unlocked, you know?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm 100% okay doing a Grenier defense mission.
I got some frames I need to level anyways. I'm fine with this.
Okay, excuse me, Captain. You are wasting.
Yo, where'd you go?
What do you mean, where did I go?
Not you, the captain I'm currently trying to kill.
So Zach is steering. What is John doing right now?
Currently, John got off the ship, and his goal was to go into the enemy's spaceship base and kill the captain.
Oh,
my goal was to finish destroying the ships outside.
Was make sure I was safe when I returned. But yeah, and so we head out here real quick. This is all I want to get you to at some point.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite aspects of the game. One, because the art is freaking fantastic. I love the way the planet Earth just looks absolutely beautiful in this. And at some point in time, what they've mentioned is they want to coexist with players on the ground on Earth, and while people up here in space are doing a mission that's helping them down there. And it will be a really fun, fantastic way for players of all types, whether you're in the open world or openness of space, to have those group parties that you were even talking about last time. Like, what can I do? How can I do it?
You have a missile battery to go in?
What?
Sice was saying that there's a missile on its way. I'm just trying to figure out where that is.
But, you know, this is somewhat of the additional stuff people are able to do.
Gotcha.
This is what, you know, it's not just survivals. It's not just defenses. It's not just captures or anything else.
Right.
Wow.
It is. There is so many aspects to this game, like we've covered already, that are, again, art form beautiful. Like, I love this picture. That you're able to have fun with friends and endure over and over again while having that fun, and while putting, like John and I have on here, 300 hours, or on my PlayStation account, multiple hundreds of thousands of hours.
One of the things that Josh had said that I really liked when we were talking about it from our first take of this was there really is no end game.
Yeah.
It's I get to sit and, lack of a better term, goof off with my friends.
Yeah.
I get to just spend that time doing whatever. Like one of the things that me and Zach do a lot, because it's the biggest crossover between our two playstyles, is that survival relic missions. He wants that endurance. I want, the payout of what the relic missions give out, which is really cool.
All right, so we are about a little bit. We are a little bit over an hour, so we will end it here. And I'll reiterate: next video, we'll wrap up part 3 with an hour of them showing us just other aspects of the game, and just playing the game and just the extras of the game, and we'll talk about what that extras consists of. I think so. One of them is the musical aspect. Another one is there is this freaky horror show that I saw yesterday, and like the first iteration. I'm wondering what the hell that is, but that's what you have to look forward to for the final part at the current state of Warframe. So thank you for watching, and I will keep my promise to continue to be a better host and release content regularly. So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.